All right, we are here. We are live. This is hello, Kelsey, the very first. Hello, hello. More tea, please. Well, tell me where you're from, what you're drinking. I know where Kelsey's from. She's from just over the water from me. She's in Delta. I'm in Nanaimo. I'm drinking a delicious pumpkin tea, and it's not quite ready yet. So I'm going to let it steep another minute. Not that I get to drink too much. So welcome, welcome. Tell me where you're from, what you're drinking. I'm so excited that we are doing this live stream today. It's been a while since I've done this style of live stream. I'm so excited. Hi, Amy. It's good to see you. And Laura from Central Texas. Yay and welcome. This is my favorite thing to do is these live streams because we hang out, we talk. I'm going to be giving you guys some big YouTube updates. We're going to talk about the big Facebook group that I have, the free one. We're going to talk about the membership just to let you know what's on. Yeah. Oh, you're drinking green tea. Yeah, this is a delicious, it's called pumpkin chai. It's from David's Tea in Canada. I'm pretty sure you can get it in the States though. And yeah, I'm so excited you're here. Kelsey's got lemonade. Bree is from Ontario and living in Iowa. That's super cool. I love it. Emily's from Iowa. I love seeing where people are from. And I just love having like you wonderful friends from all over the world. This has just been such a crazy time. And it's just so lovely for people to come together and just like lovingly, break bread or share some tea. So let's get together. Yeah, oh my goodness. Susie's here from the Hebrides. I was like, how are you doing, Susie? How's everything going? How's your husband? Welcome, everybody. Oh, Elisa has a bug. She's drinking water. That's no fun that you're not feeling well. You guys, I'm so glad you're here. It is time for an update. And life has just been crazy for me in the business, all of the things. So I'm going to update you. You've probably been like, what the heck is going on with this woman? What is she even doing with everything? Yeah. Well, there is a David's Tea in downtown Vancouver, Kelsey, remember? Every time I go there, I'm like, oh, yeah. But then I'm like, nah, I really just order like this one. And then Murchies, yum. I love the Murchies. So on my main channel, which was called Minimalist Home, I talked about decluttering minimalism. I had that channel since 2019. And it has gone through many, many different iterations. That channel started as decluttering and minimalism, it started as gardening. And then I realized it took the joy out of gardening, having to think about all of the strategy behind it all. And, I started that YouTube journey and it was crazy. So then I ended up pivoting to homemaking and sort of home cleaning. And then I pivoted to decluttering and minimalism, which was where I stayed for a really long time. But then, you guys, I was hit with a really big issue, and the loveliest people that are here right now, so many of you were here for me throughout all of it. And I just love you all so much. And I'm so glad to be back here talking to you guys because you were the most supportive people in the world. So anyway, that channel got hit with a weird traffic thing. I'm not really going to get into it too much, but it majorly affected the way the channel was growing. And ever since then, it just never quite was the same. So this past spring, I started pivoting that channel and I started talking about one of the things that I had been most passionate about for a long time. And don't worry, that's not what we're talking about today. And that's not what this channel that you're watching right now is about. But I started learning and talking, I was obsessed with YouTube. And so I had helped a lot of people grow their own and supported people. And we have like friends on the back end and groups and all of the things. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to pivot that main channel. For a few reasons. Like number one, the size of it looks good, but the health of it was not good as far as like the algorithm was concerned, in my opinion. So I have this channel that you're watching right now. Now this channel has been through its own crazy pivots where and again, if you're just showing up, please tell me where you're from, what you're drinking. I have a pumpkin chai tea. I'm on Vancouver Island in Canada. And anyway, so the other channel I started as an ADHD channel. You can see a theme here, right? And then I started doing like talking about perimenopause. And when I was having all of the problems on the other channel, I started doing minimalism over there. Then I started like cooking on it. And now that I have pivoted the other channel, it is no longer decluttering and minimalism. That's what this channel is for. This channel is all about um it's all about simple living, and it's all about homemaking, in the best way possible. There might be a little bit of cooking, but mostly it's going to be us hanging out. And yes, I am posting my older videos there because I still want them to live on, but they can't stay on the other the channel that they're on right now, the Minimalist Business channel, which I think like let me know what you think, but I think I'm just going to name it just my name, Robin Buchanan, which feels really weird. I just haven't quite been able to pull that trigger yet. Um and so I really feel like over here is the best place because I am just so for like all of us to hang out. I'm so glad to see like my regulars showing up, like hanging out with me again. I have missed you. And that's the thing is I would say to people, I miss the people. And it was really hard to make the decision over on that channel. And it feels really good to start over here. So I had to start that first. Um, because the thing is, am so passionate about simple living and minimalism in a really relaxed way. I'm so passionate about us like sharing life together digitally and just like hanging out. And one of the other great reasons to come over here again is it's like a fresh opportunity rather than like trying to patch all of the damage over there. This is a way to sort of like refine things a little bit, refresh, to be more like way more relaxed, right? So I am posting like the older videos because they can live over here, which is great, but it can be so much more relaxed. Like when I first started on YouTube and I was filming in the garden, I would film myself and over again, I would stop and start and stop and start. And I'd be like, oh, it's not perfect. And my dear, like wonderful departed dad, he watched one of the videos once and he was like, the best part of that video was when you like looked over the railing and noticed like some garbage on the ground or whatever. And he was like, that's like, I could see you. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like that was stupid. Meanwhile, it was just like the humanity. And I feel like it's so easy for people now to just go online and find the information they want. Like we can find out so much information, but we can't find like there's no like humanity in a lot of spaces. And that's why I really want to be like, hey, like we're hanging out in my kitchen. We're hanging out in my office right now. Like I'm like experimenting with different types of bread. Like I'm not really going to be doing like cooking tutorials or anything like that, but sometimes like you might just be following me around as I like chat about like simple living and how like I've decided to start grinding um wheat berries. I was to say wheat, yeah, wheat grains, wheat berries, and trying to ferment them to see if like, my gut likes them better and like the most delicious bread and all of the things. So you can expect new videos over there. We're gonna start with probably like two a month because I am like putting the old videos there. Mostly like, or not mostly, but there will definitely be a ton of thank you so much, Coach Robin Buchanan. Yeah. No, I definitely wouldn't call it that. But mostly, I like love doing the live streams. I love coming on here and chatting with you guys so, so much. And thank you so much, Amy. Um, Kelsey says you can do it. I think it could be great to have a channel where you can just be you. Well, that's just it. Like and the other thing is I absolutely love and thank you Amy as well. I love um, I love YouTube. Like I love talking about YouTube. I love helping people grow their YouTubes and I help people like run their channels. So that's why like I've got that one where I can like help people over there. But over here, I want to like hang out and share what I've learned. Like I now have got two adult children, one who's only 16 or one who is only still 16 like I just have one in school now and yeah, like we can hang out. So if you have any questions about anything, like drop them in the chat. I don't My nose is being funny. Um, and then I have some questions that people did submit ahead of the time. Somebody said they wanted a reminder button for my live streams. I wish there was one. So I posted in the Facebook group. Oh, yes, I'm going to talk about that. I have a Facebook group. I have membership posted in there. Sent out one email. I don't want to bombard people and be like, you need to come to this because some people might be like, yeah, I'm not interested. Okay, so the main Facebook group. Yay, thank you, Rob. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Robin. Um, yeah, I I really, really love, the big group too, but it's hard for me to be there, too much because we do have a membership as well, and the membership is and I'm not actually promoting the membership. You're welcome to join it. I should make sure there's a link below for it, and we will be doing like a challenge. I always do a challenge every fall, so I was like, I should do a challenge. So we'll do a challenge. Probably like a closet challenge at the end of this month, but I know everybody like just did the Get Organized HQ and it's like a lot. So we just like settled down here a little bit. But the membership is where we just like each month we have a room that we work on. Right now we're doing the laundry and storage spaces, and it's really low key. Like, I don't want to overwhelm people. Some people even were like, oh, it's overwhelming. And I'm like, well, I am only putting out like one video a week. Just sort of walking you through my mighty method, which is like triage. So you're figuring out what's going on. Then we're simplifying. Then we organize, and then we thrive, where we come up with systems to keep things going. And then just like a daily post, like, so it should be like pretty manageable, I hope. And there's a monthly decluttering session with Simon, who's my community manager, and then there's a monthly Zoom call with me, and we all have a great time hanging out. So that is sort of where I focus that, and then running the YouTube channels, and then the Facebook group is more for like the community to hang out, and it's going to stay just the way it is. Our membership goes on, everything is going on. Just needed the summer to focus on a lot of different things, including like family. I have like my second son, as Kelsey just said, like having adult children it feels weird. Um, and it makes for a different dynamic at home. Yeah, like, so I have my second son just graduated in June, which was surprisingly, I was really hoping that my middle kid wouldn't, be as sad for me. Like, he would be my like reprieve, because when the oldest graduated, that was really hard. But I just at their grad dinner, like, first of all, I had a cold, which, wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. And at the very end of it, so I was like exhausted, but at the very end of the thing, they had like the There She Goes song by The Laws playing, and it was showing like all of these kids who I had known since kindergarten. And I was just like getting choked up and thinking about my son. And then I get home and I go in the shower and I'm like sobbing. And my older son, he's going through different things in his life. Like, he's 20 now, which is great, and supporting him. And so life's full and life's wonderful. And now that we're back to September, which is like another great reset time of the year, it feels really good to dive in again. And yeah, I'm really, really excited. Really excited to be back, and I'm really excited about this particular channel, because it really does feel, like I said, it really feels like that fresh start, because the other channel had like that weird traffic issue that happened to it, and this one feels like new and fresh. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you watch all the videos. There will be some reruns, like I said, for a bit, but it's like Simon from the channel manager, she said, like, everybody loves reruns, right? And it's like, yeah, like, how many reruns of Friends have I watched? And I watch like certain episodes of Bob's Burgers a lot of nights a week. Mostly they are the Halloween ones, the Thanksgiving ones, the Christmas ones. I, love watching a lot of things over and over again that are like soothing and comforting. And also, I feel like a lot of the times we need to see something multiple times to catch different bits of information. Thank you, the Lloyd channel. Mayberry, North Carolina. Welcome. One thing I really like about the challenges is that it's so flexible and we can do as much or as little as we want. Yes, because Kelsey is in our membership as well. It doesn't have to be perfect and completed all at once. Yeah. And so in our membership, we started in February and we started with the kitchen. And I think that's what we'll kind of just do the same route we did the last time. I'm not sure what we'll do in January. It might just be like a pick your favorite space kind of one. Another question I got was, "Oh no, are you leaving YouTube for a podcast? You'd be a great podcaster, and I'd missed your videos." Thank you so much. I have actually done some podcasting and on my other channel, and I really do like it so much. And I did not it's just even though, like, having a podcast and a YouTube channel, funny enough, is not that much different work, especially if you're just, like, using the same stuff, but, it's just that much more, and yeah, and I am, like, helping other people to, um, run their YouTube channels and stuff. So that is, a form of income. And somebody said, like, has stepping away from nursing been a good move for you? The farming wife asks. And yes, it actually has been a good move. And, when I started nursing, I actually started nursing school. So when I had my first son, I was 25, turning 26. And I started upgrading to go to nursing school. And then I started nursing school when I was 31 and I had a 5-year old, a 3-year old, and a 1-year old. And I went through it all. I got great grades. I loved it. And when I got into actual nursing job, I really loved it. However, there are a lot of really hard parts. If anybody's a nurse here, they can definitely attest to it. There's a lot of really hard things about it. And it's not like the gross stuff, like, that's fine. It's more just the heartache and just like all of the it's just a lot. It's a lot. And my heart could not take it. I don't think I am built for that sort of thing anymore. And I have had so many different jobs, like crazy jobs. Like, I was a 911 dispatcher for a while. Like, I've been exposed to a lot of stuff. And so now it feels so good to just be here and hanging out with you guys and running my own business. I love it. And to be honest, even though, like, two of my kids are grown up, it feels really good to be home most of the time and sort of like managing the shop of the house and all of that. I really like it. I like the balance of it all. And, it is work and I do need to make sure that yes, exactly. I really need to make sure that I, um, balance everything properly, but I feel so good. So good. I'm really glad. Although I dream about nursing like at least once a week and I do miss a lot of it, but at the same time it feels really good to not be there. So it has been a good move for me, yes. And Amy is right. It is very emotionally and physically draining. It's just too much. And it's like, I have a friend, he used to be in the military and then he was a police officer and he said, like, we were talking about PTSD and he said, like, the PTSD that somebody in war goes through, but then which is crazy for a lot of people, especially in a lot of situations. And then people who are working in these environments like policing or like in the emergency room, where it's like every single day. Like, we've seen some horrific videos this past week, and you're seeing not necessarily the violence part, although you do see people being violent quite often. There's a lot of like crazy stuff that happens, but you're seeing the other things. Like, I have had multiple patients who had just come off of like been stabbed and watched them get a chest tube put in and watching like doing CPR on a guy and he keeps waking up every time, because the CPR is working. And then every time we'd stop, he'd pass out again. Like it's so crazy the things that we can experience. And so I think that for people, there are people who they are fine to do that sort of career for like 30 years. And for me, it was like 10 years was good. I did the 911 for 7 years. So I feel like 17 years of traumatic work is good. Now I'm happy to just be working at home and working with you guys, hanging out with you on a Monday at 11:21 a.m. And Robin says one of her sisters just retired from nursing. She is changing careers. I totally support that. And, as far as Robin was saying about the video with Dana about the layaway, um, there was something I was looking at. Okay. So the freeze dryer, I have a freeze dryer. You can do layaway for that. But most things, I don't know of anywhere else you could do layaway. I know my grandma, like about 10 years ago, 10, maybe a bit longer, she was buying I don't even know why she did this. She didn't have to, but she got like this small inheritance from her aunt. And so it was like her money. I mean, my grandpa's like a wonderful guy and they always shared money, but it was like her money. And so she was happy to like put layaway on this like duvet cover set, which is really funny. Another reminder, you are welcome to like the video. Thank you so much. Um, and then repetition is often a really good thing. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go back. If you guys have any questions or anything to say, please pop them in the chat. I'm going to get back to the other questions. What have you been up to? Any vacations this summer? We went to Seattle in July, so that was really fun. Went to the Museum of Flight, which is nice. We went downtown to the Space Needle, which was an absolute nightmare of traffic to leave. I could not believe the freaking traffic in that city downtown. Oh my goodness. And Michelle Bates says, I love your decluttering videos. They've helped me so much. Will you be doing more of them? Yes, I will. The thing about the decluttering videos for me, and it's not that I don't have decluttering to do because I do. It's just that I don't have that much to do. I have decluttered my house. However, there's always, it's like Dawn, had said she could always find stuff to declutter, and I can too. And I'm just gonna pop in here and just check, make sure there aren't any questions on Facebook. Not seeing any, so that's good. Not on that one. And I'll go to the other. Ooh, I'm looking at a post Donna Wagner made, and she said she was making pumpkin blondies, which sound delicious, and that she printed the Awkward Mom system. And I love the Awkward Mom. That's my friend Ariel. And I really do like her home cleaning system. She wanted me to be honest, and I was like, I really do like it. Like, I really didn't have a lot of criticisms for it. Yeah. All right. Another question. Will you end up with two channels? Yes, I do have two channels. I actually have had two channels for a couple of years now. And I've sort of just gone between like which one I'm focusing on more, but I am like pretty good with like my time management. And somebody in our Facebook group or in our membership was like, got to do something about planners. And I was like, I will. Actually, one of my first videos will be about how I use my planner, even just like how I use it for work, but also for home, because I do have things like on Saturday, Sunday, I put down like clean up, mostly like the dining room table, because that's where like the boxes come in and not everybody puts things away. I had like fold, make dinner, can some peppers because I grew some banana peppers and they're so good. I love, like, I have a salad every day for lunch and I put a bit of the brine on it. Like, I'm just obsessed with like that acidic sort of saltiness. I love it. Um, Pray and then reels and then nap. I scheduled in a nap. So even just stuff like that, like that's how I get stuff done. And we were talking about this in our last Zoom call in our membership that um like if we have something we're trying to get done. Like for me, there were even things in my uh like social media I was trying to get done and I was like, "Oh, like I just can never get it done." And it's like, write it down. Like if you write it down, then at least you see it there. Um So I'm even gonna write down because I gotta put out a reel. But yeah, it's just if we have this stuff written down, it's so helpful. Um, and then Kelsey says, and please like ask more questions if you like. And you're on your second plum planner. Actually, I have a link for them. I think they have another sale going on. Do you build a regular schedule or develop routines? If you do, what tips do you have? So I'm really funny. I'm like a real hybrid in a lot of ways. I have certain routines that I don't even need to think about, like before bed, I make sure the kitchen is clean because the teens one of our sons or our 18-year-old still lives here, and we still have a 16-year-old. So they clean, and then I go after them and make sure it's like to my liking. Try to get everything that's like sitting at the end of the island off, put it all away, walk around the rest of the house, put all of that stuff away. Um, and that's sort of like the evening routine. In the morning, when my 16-year-old's eating breakfast, I like to do something similar, making sure I'm like picking up stuff. And so like the actual like routine or rhythm of the day isn't too extreme. I don't like to be too regimented. And then among that, I like to have a lot of flexibility. So for me, my husband does his own laundry because I accidentally washed his keys, which worked out so well for me because I got out of doing his laundry. Although he's been working a ton of overtime lately, so I have been doing it to help him, and he's like, fine. But I was like, just, if anything gets washed, empty your pockets. But so that, and then like I'll wash like the towels and like sheets, like the teens, they're in charge of their own bedding. And as for like cleaning the house, I have people that come and help clean the house every 2 weeks. I do a lot of like the in between, and that is just because of like work right now. It's just you have to know like what you can manage, and we have like a ridiculously big house for what we need. How much are my kids involved? My teens do, and like the one who's still living here, he's expected to still help out. He or him and his brother, they alternate. One does litter box, one does dishwasher, and they're expected to do their own laundry. They're expected to keep their rooms clean. They don't necessarily do a great job with keeping the rooms clean, but as long as like there's no like insects or rodents, then whatever. Um, People are expected to pick up after themselves. If they're in charge of like taking the garbage out, the recycling, the food waste, bringing it to the road. Um, and then my husband, he does lots of stuff as well. It's sort of just like, but I'm like the manager, like I'm the person that's like, this needs to happen, that needs to happen. I do most of the cooking. I love cooking though, so that works out really well. Um, and so my kids are like, they're involved in a lot of ways. I sometimes I really like, I hate waiting for them on, like, the dishwasher if they're at school or whatever, but at the same time, it's like, no, it's important. And see, that's the thing, like, when I was, like, before, when I was filming videos for the home, I naturally would tidy up before because it's like you're having people over to your house, you're going to tidy up. And if I'm going to film on my kitchen, like, I'm not going to leave, like, the breakfast dishes and stuff out, but often, like, you're waiting for the kids to do it before they get home because maybe they didn't have time in the morning. Um my 16-year-old, he usually has to do it in the morning. Hi, Lindsay. But yeah, so everybody works together like we are a team. And am I still fostering kittens? So I wish he was here, but we fostered. Okay, so we have cats, two cats we started that have this thing called cerebellar hypoplasia, meaning their cerebellum which is responsible for like coordination and part of balance and stuff, is damaged because of a virus in utero. So two of our cats have that, and they're just like one of them. He like walks a few feet and he'll like fall down, and then he'll like get up, and he's not in pain. I mean, sometimes they might hurt themselves falling down, but he's very padded. He's got very like lots of fur. He's got a little bit of fat. Um, and then there's So that's Crumpet, and you will see if you see an orange cat in my video, that's him. He's the one. And then there's Plumpkin, who's not as bad. And then we just got a little one named Pickle, and he is pretty much just like Crumpet. So we fostered Pickle and his mom for June. And then I wanted to get more because I usually foster in the summer, but unfortunately, like Pickle, he can't, like, he's still a kitten. He's about 5.5 months old. So he can't go downstairs without like sort of falling. And like, don't worry, like we're always like with him. Like we try to have stairs practice and we use um treats and stuff. But so I was like, I know, I'll teach him how to go up the stairs because he had just stayed away from the stairs. Well, I taught him how to go up the stairs. Well, that was a mistake because yeah, Uncle Crumpet. Unfortunately, then he learned how to get up the stairs. Well, then he fell down a flight of stairs. Like it wasn't terrible, but it was just like a half a flight, you know? So we have like a cardboard thing. He's got to learn how to do those stairs because I don't want the litter box on this level anymore. We couldn't foster anymore because like the litter box is in the only spot on this level where it could even go, which is in the bathroom. So that is the foster story. So next summer we'll foster again once Pickle is big enough to do the stairs. So the litter box is not in the bathroom anymore because I hate it. What other questions do I have? Mm, mm, mm. Planners would be great. I'm on my second plum planner and I love them, but I doubt I'm using it to its fullest potential. Yeah, I will definitely do one on planners and I love them. And plum planners are so good too. I'm kind of sad about not having it, but I got this really awesome one and it's this leather one and it's from Paper Republic. Actually, I'll put a link to them in my description. Um, and I think there's a coupon as well. But and it's got like these little books that you can put in here, and it uses like these rubber, like elastic bands. And I can have one for like my Bible, one for like business, one for whatever. And I love it. Like it's if you're not a person that hates leather, it smells good. So I put these like crosses through this, and my cats like they can hear it. I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, they love the sound of it. So yeah, I love planners and yeah, I really just use it to plan out my day. Otherwise, I would just be so stressful. So even like on the weekend, it was like last week was a crazy week and I just was like felt really off my game and I just like took my planner upstairs and just wrote out like the big things. The first thing I do is I always just like look at my calendar, what appointments do I have? I put those in and then I put down any priorities I have around that. It's so helpful. Susie says, I use a planner every day. This summer, I've had a lot of 2 to 3 day turnovers for my holiday let because Susie has a little place she rents out. I want to come there one day, Susie. And I've been breakfast cook and packet lunch maker. Oh, that's so cool for someone else's business. Yes. And that's when it's really helpful is for business, but even for home, because there are people who I'm coaching for their decluttering. And it's like, if you want to work on it and you're like, oh, overwhelmed, like one lady's getting ready for family to come to visit. And I'm like, write down the priorities because a lot of people, they don't prioritize naturally in their brain, which is fine. We all have different gifts, but you just put down what needs to happen and when, and then you can sort of like schedule it out and reevaluate. Because I'll tell you what, like I have things in my planner where I have crossed it off. Like I'm like, nope, that's not happening, or oh, I already did that, you know. So that feels really good. Yes, it is refillable. It is like you can just like take these little books like in and out, and oh my gosh, that's partially why I got it was just because I was like, I could just like, I mean, I have like other plum planners and I love them so much. They're so good. But yeah, it's I should see if I can find the link here real quick for you guys. Think about another question while I quickly look. It's called Paper Republic. And yeah, it's very um they were there and their customer service is so good. I ended up, um I ended up ordering one and then being like, "Oh, I don't really like it that much." And they were so good about just, like, letting me return it. Like, they even, like, paid like, this it actually comes from Vienna, and they ended up, sending or send like, paying for the shipping both ways, um, and giving me advice because at first when I got it, I wasn't sure if I liked the actual feel of this particular one. This kind was called ice cream. And I was like, oh, like I'm so tactilely sensitive about things that I just was like, oh, I don't know. So yeah, it was a big, wonderful, helpful group of people that work there. And they're like such a kind of like unique crew. Yeah, but I can't find that. So I'm not gonna make you guys wait for me to find it. I hate having stuff on my phone to look through too. Dankly Cross ASMR. I know, right? Like Grumpet. Bye, Kelsey. Grumpet loves it. Every time I'm like carrying it across the room, he's like, "What is that? I'm so interested." Look forward to seeing the plum planner as well. Yes. The smell of leather, right? Yeah, the plum planner. Let me get that. This is my old plum planner. I'm so sad I miss it. I know I'll definitely do one like all about planners, but it was so good. I loved it. Yeah, I'm really like 50-50 on both of them. Yeah. And I would change out the covers. That's gonna be hard. I don't know. There was a while where I was using 2, but I was like, "No, that's not very minimalist, so I won't do that. I won't do that." Um, and yeah, let me see. Any other questions? Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, it's been so nice to chat with you guys. I'm so glad, um, just to have the opportunity to start fresh over on this channel. I'd love to know what you're interested in. Like, is it just like declutter with me? Because again, like I say, there I don't have that much to declutter. Or do you mind like where I'm like cleaning and just talking, or we're hanging out? Do you, what about like if I'm like doing a little bit of cooking or food preserving? Like I really won't do a lot of like this is what we're doing. But I do have some of that, and it's just like simple living. Like my favorite thing to do on the weekend, truly, is just to put in my AirPods, listen to a podcast, and just like cook or whatever. Like yesterday, I made the banana peppers and canning up pizza sauce and oh, like I just it's so just the thought of it is just so relaxing. And like lovely Lindsay, who is my amazing relationship coach friend. And if you want to see a great channel on how to talk to not just your spouse, but also like your parents, your children, all the things, like so helpful. But she hates cooking. And we're always like, we're just like, I'm like, gosh, it's hard for me to imagine hating cooking. And she's like, gosh, it's hard for me to imagine liking cooking, which is really fun. All right, friends. Well, this has been so great to catch up. I think we're going to do a lot more of this. Oh, I'm glad you liked that session. Yay. Yeah, it was really fun. I really liked doing that. And lots of people came over. Unfortunately, like I didn't update the whole channel situation until midway, and I don't even know if it got updated. So sorry. But so nice. And, you guys, it's so nice to connect with you again. It feels so good. I'm so glad that we're going to continue over here and we're starting fresh, and let me know all of the things and um building thoughts on after having done the major decluttering. Yes, exactly, Kimberly. And that's actually like where I am in a lot of ways. Like I call myself minimalist light, thanks to Elisa, because I was like, girl, I got a lot of hobbies, just like you, Kimberly. Yeah. Non-toxic cleaners. Okay, so I am using one, I think it might be Canadian, but it's called Guests on Earth. There's another one called Mint, which is actually on Vancouver Island. And I think that one is available internationally. I'm in Canada, just keep in mind. But there's a lot you can make. There's a lot that, and of course, like, be careful with the recipes you're using. And even like vinegar, beware, like that's not great for your lungs. So, but I love the one I'm using right now, Guests on Earth. I love it. It smells amazing. It's like this gorgeous, like, um, sort of like essential oils, kind of like hippie kind of smell. Like, I grew up in the Kootenays in BC, so there's like, I wear socks with my Birkenstocks. I got them on right now. So, that to me is a little bit like, it hits me like deep in the emotional memory centers. So, I love that one. It works really well, but there's tons. If you just look, and I was using Method for a while without doing any research. I don't know how good that one is, but I think it might be okay. So nice to see a live connection again. Oh my gosh, me too. And yes, I am praying for you, Amy. Everybody pray for Amy. She has a major health channel challenge going on. We've been chatting in the Instagrams, but yeah, don't give up. Like, just when it comes to taking care of your home and decluttering, like, part of it, nature clean. Okay. Yeah. Guests on earth. Yeah, that's the one. But when it comes to, you know, having challenges, health challenges and whatever, like, when I am feeling super stressed or even sick, like, I even remember, like, after I had a baby or one time after I had surgery, like, literally that day I went and, like, made soup from scratch just because, I mean, I'm not saying you need to do these sort of things if you don't like to, but for me, they actually soothe my soul. Like, it makes me feel like me. Like, if I can be in my kitchen, if I can be making bread, if I can be just doing a bit of tidying up, it just makes me feel good. And I saw something so great. So I like to practice a Sabbath, meaning like a rest. But I mean, even if you're just like taking a day off, I think I saw this and it was just made so much sense. And it said, people who work with their brains should Sabbath or rest with their hands, and people who work with their hands should rest with their brains. So, and I really, really liked that. And I thought that made so much sense. So for me, when I go out to, work in my garden, like, that is like, and when I said before, like, this channel was a gardening channel, before, but then it took away that sort of like, instead of my blood pressure going down, it went up again. And it's like, we need that rest. And even like, briefly, this particular channel, there are some cooking videos on here. And like I said, on my Saturday, my rest is like cooking in the kitchen. And if I'm filming myself doing that, it's not rest anymore, right? So I may be doing like a little bit, but I'm not going to make a full production. I'm not going to actually like have a video about that where I've planned it out, because for me, doing those things is that rest. And so for you, Amy, where you're like, if decluttering is important to you with your, health challenge you've got going on, having doing a little bit of that might actually be filling your bucket. And if there are days where you're sick or whatever, like, do not work unless you really feel like you need to, and like, listen to your body. If your body is telling you, "Oh, I just want to stay on the couch," that's good. But if your body is like, "I just want to like stay on the couch," and you don't feel good, then maybe like doing a little bit of something. If you like just find one thing, like if I go like, "Oh, this like pack of gum is empty," which it is, then I can like throw it. Oh, I turned myself off for a second. So that's really helpful. And cooking is therapeutic for me. Not for Lindsay, but for me. I live on the island. Where do you buy mist? So it's mint. Mint. So mint is actually out of Ucluelet. I just found out um, from Lindsay. And I bought Guess on Earth online. I can't remember where. It might have been from what are they called? Well.ca. But mint, you can get a lot of stores, like a lot of like local Canadian, like Nanaimo stores have them, and you can order it online, and it smells so good. If you're in Nanaimo, island-ish has them, and like refills and stuff, so it's really good. Yeah, but I know I just love not. I mean, I use Tide for my laundry. I don't know if that's good or not, but it works really well. When I wasn't, my clothes weren't really getting clean. We have well water, but what I do is a double rinse just to really make sure because I've got sensitive skin. One of my kids has sensitive skin. So, yeah, I do try to be as health conscious as I can, especially with like Alzheimer's in my family. It's definitely a big thing. So, well, ladies, it's been amazing catching up with you. We're going to definitely do something like this really soon. Mint is amazing. Lindsay went to the mint store. That's how I knew they had one. She was like, I'm going to the mint store. I was like, Did you say mint store?" um, and yeah, so we'll do this. I'm going to do a challenge. We'll probably start registering for it maybe this week. We'll do probably a closet challenge because I think that this is the perfect time of year to do it, and I love it. And then you guys can sign up for the membership if you want or not. It's totally fine. It's like a nice, chill, easygoing membership. So, everybody, I love you. It's so good to see you again. Thank you so much for coming. I hope something great happens for you today. Stay tatty.